Chapter 329, 9 Palaces and 72 Mansions. This chapter is updated by Novels.pl. As Zhang Yuochen, holding his sword with both hands, was fiercely suppressing Murong Bear, he glanced at Huang Yanshan and Duanmuk Singerling. 10 masters of the black market at the initial stage of the Heaven Realm turned into 10 shadows and dashed into the crowd. Just like wolves among sheep, they took down those 10 warriors who were from the Duanmu family in a flash. Swish. It was a night of swords and sabers, with the aura of death in the air. A warrior in the completion of the Earth Realm fighting with a warrior in the Heaven Realm was just like a kid fighting with a well-armed soldier. It was simply an overwhelming landslide. Huang Yanshan, Duanmuk Singerling, and Chen Xia, all 3 realm fighting geniuses, whose martial cultivation had reached the completion of the Earth Realm, could contend against warriors at the initial stage of the Heaven Realm. Zhang Yuochen, you cannot kill me. Seeing the 10 rushing warriors, Murong Bear smiled with his pale face. As long as they come, the situation will change. Of course, he had to save himself before their arrival. Murong Bear circulated all the genuine qi into his arms, which then turned into cyan with copper pipe-like meridians winding on. Then, his arms became stronger to get free from the control of Zhang Yuochen. I can't kill you, you are so overconfident. Zhang Yuochen attacked Murong Bear's head as his hand was forming a palm print. This was not good. Under the threat of death, Murong Bear broke out with unprecedented potential. He pushed up with his legs kicking backwards so that he narrowly avoided the palm of Zhang Yuochen. Shing. At the moment, a sword light flew past Murong Bear's eyes, leaving a line of blood on them. His golden knife fell on the ground while his hands were covering his bloody eyes. He screeched, saying, "My eyes! Zhang Yuochen, you dared to ruin my eyes. The Dark Shadow Sect will not let you off." Without hesitation, Zhang Yuochen hacked again with his sword, which streaked across Murong Bear's neck, cutting through his throat and stopping his voice abruptly. Losing the protection of the celestial body she held, Murong Bear broke into pieces of a dismembered corpse under the strong hydraulic pressure. The surrounding water turned completely red. A young legend had fallen. Murong Bear's talent could have made him an overlord of Omen Ridge, but when he had just reached the Heaven Realm and had yet to show his ability, he died in the water. Even a complete skeleton could not be found. Under that bloody fog, a golden light was shining. A knife was wrapped up by the golden light. It soon flew and rushed into Zhang Yuochen's palm as his fingers stretched out. This golden knife, which could ward off the skill of the Abyss Ancient Sword without cracking, could not be an ordinary one. Zhang Yuochen infused genuine qi into the knife. And after scrutiny, joy rose in his heart. There were 74 inscriptions on the blade, 4 of which had the medium-level inscription Fire. It's a 10th level genuine martial arm. The strongest soldiers in the Yanwu Commandery only had 9th level genuine martial arms. Why was Murong Bear able to have a 10th level genuine martial arm? Zhang Yuochen was a little puzzled that the force of a soldier with a 10th level genuine martial arm could be somewhat exerted by a warrior in the Heaven Realm. Murong Bear had just broken through to the Heaven Realm, so he probably did not know how to exert the full power of the knife. Otherwise, it would not have been such an easy thing for Zhang Yuochen to kill him. Although the Abyss Ancient Sword was sharp, it was a ruined weapon with the power equal to a 9th level genuine martial arm. Howl. A roar, coming from not far away, turned into a harsh sound wave. It was not from the enemies, but from Cixingkong, who had broken through to the Heaven Realm. Cixingkong stood up and a formidable vigor from his opening arms swept away the 3 masters in the initial stage of the Heaven Realm who wanted to kill him. Cixingkong formally stepped into the list of martial arts legends as his realm breaking and cultivation increased. Cixingkong rushed out like a streaming light at a rapid pace, throwing 3 punches in succession. Bang, bang, bang. The heads of all 3 warriors burst into 3 clouds of bloody fog. Cixingkong killed the 3 warriors in the initial stage of the Heaven Realm instantly. Cixingkong was once the top young master in Omen Ridge, and now he has broken through to the Heaven Realm. Nobody can ward off him. Their warriors from the black market all felt scared after seeing the mighty Cixingkong. Zhang Tangai could defeat Cixingkong, right? If he reaches the Heaven Realm, Cixingkong will lose again. One of the warriors of the black market said, Zhang Tangai has entered the life gate to find treasures in the Dragon Palace. Both Zhang Yuochen and Seek Sinkong are fierce among the young generation. Don't you see that Murong Bairn has died? Let's run. Those remaining warriors from the black market all retreated and rushed into the life gate. Because most of the warriors had been slaughtered by Zhang Yuochen and Seek Sinkong, only 12 warriors at the initial stage of the Heaven Realm escaped. With not even a quarter of an hour having elapsed, it was a shocking fact that 14 warriors in the Heaven Realm died outside of the Dragon Palace. Huang Yanjun and Chang Kiki took out the liquid refined from the petals of the Nirvana Fire Spirit Flower and drank it, being ready to break into the Heaven Realm. Chen Xia did not have any petals of the Nirvana Fire Spirit Flower, but she owned another spiritual dose. After using it, she also began to practice to break through realm. Only Duan Muxingling hesitated a little before drinking the liquid. She had almost reached the ultimate realm of the Earth Realm, and she also wanted to find the Dragon Sarira to increase her cultivation. Thus, she did not plan to break through the realm now. Though she used the liquid, she suppressed the efficacy of the petal rather than refining and absorbing it. Eldest brother, you deal with this. I'll go first to open a way to the life gate. Zhang Yuochen rushed into the life gate in a flash. As Guogo saw Zhang Yuochen entering the life gate, its big eyes blinked and quickly it went after him. If Guogo had a choice, it had to choose Zhang Yuochen because Chang Kiki would only support it with carrots while Zhang Yuochen could give it meat. Zhang Yuochen, go to hell. As Zhang Yuochen rushed out of the life gate, a cold light came from his left. A murderer wrapped in purple clothes with a flashing long spear dashed out from the corner, stabbing at Zhang Yuochen's heart. There's really an ambush here. Zhang Yuochen seemed to have discovered that someone was hiding behind the gate. At the instant of the long spear thrusting forward, his finger pointed out and struck out a sword wave. Tranquility Pulse Sword Wave. The location that the wave passed immediately became glaciated. The killer who hid behind the life gate and wanted to ambush Zhang Yuochen was frozen in the ice. He remained in the same posture as he had been while stabbing with the spear. However, his body had already been cut to pieces by the sword breath. Just a snap of Zhang Yuochen's fingers shattered the giant ice immediately. Even the killer inside it was broken apart. People could only perceive the magnificence of the Dragon Palace by entering it. The palace was 100 times more massive than a human's palace, and each of the buildings was as high as a mountain, emitting colorful light. Zhang Yuochen walked at a high speed. The road forward suddenly vanished, and a bitterly cold black fog appeared. It was the only way to the center of the Dragon Palace. Zhang Yuochen rushed in without hesitation. As he entered the fog, a strong suction from his feet constantly drew him down as if he was walking into a mire. There is so much danger in the Dragon Palace. I should not take it lightly. Zhang Yuochen breathed deeply and his genuine chi flowed into his feet. His palms slapped on the surface of the mire. Then, his body soared over the mire immediately. After escaping, Zhang Yuochen looked back. This was not a mire. It was clearly a blood pit. The surface of the blood pit was bubbling up. Bones were floating as the minced meat of human beings and savages was boiling in it. Luckily, Zhang Yuochen possessed a profound cultivation that would have been fatal for other warriors in the Earth Realm. Guogo was luckier than Zhang Yuochen. It easily avoided the blood pit and caught up to him. Guogo, why are you coming after me? Zhang Yuochen saw the big rabbit as a smile appeared on his face. Guogo walked up to him with its eyes blinking. It stretched out its hands and expectantly stared at Zhang Yuochen. It is okay to eat, but you have to help me. Zhang Yuochen took out a jade box, which contained the spiritual brawn, from the spatial ring and held it in his hand. But he deliberately did not hand it over. As soon as Guogo saw the jade box, its eyes lighted up. It nodded eagerly, which seemed to say, I promise you anything. Giving it the box, Zhang Yuochen said, you stay here to alert people that there is a blood pit, lest they fall into it. Guogo nodded and opened the jade box, holding the spiritual brawn to eat. Zhang Yuochen shook his head with a smile. Chang Kiki was so unreliable that even he brought Guogo into the Dragon Palace. Having undergone that danger, Zhang Yuochen became more careful. He released the time and space domain and continued forward. After crossing through that black fog, a graceful purple figure with a fish intestine sword stepped out from the piles of colorful coral and intentionally waited for Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen. The purple figure was wearing a veil that wrapped her head and face. All that showed were her cold eyes. Even so, Zhang Yuochen recognized her in an instant and said, "Sisters, are you here to impede me?" After Ziqian dropped her veil, her beautiful face was revealed. She said coldly, "It is meaningless to stop you since you have already entered the Dragon Palace. I just came to warn you that Li Yi has arrived at the Central Divine Dragon Temple, so you'd better not go there. Nobody will be a threat to you if you don't fight with them." Before entering the underwater Dragon Palace, Zhang Yuochen had heard that the Dragon Palace contained 9 halls and 72 abodes in total. The 9 halls centered on the Divine Dragon Temple, in which the 4-winged Earth Dragon had lived. If the Dragon Sariero was really inside the Dragon Palace, it was likely placed in the Divine Dragon Temple. Zhang Yuochen said, "I have to get the Dragon Sariero, so the Divine Dragon Temple is the place that I must go. I hope you won't hold me back." Zhang Yuochen, please wait. Seeing that Zhang Yuochen wanted to enter the Divine Dragon Temple, Ziqian immediately stretched out a hand to hold his arm. Zhang Yuochen stopped to turn back and gave her a glance. Ziqian felt a little awkward, and she withdrew her hand to behind her back and said, "Have you forgotten that we got a dragon horn in the Qigong secret mansion? It may have some important function. We don't have to go to the Divine Dragon Temple."